Welcome to the Morristown Uke Jam. All of our videos have song sheets with lyrics, chords, and chord pictures. And you'll find a link to the song sheet for this song right at the top of the video description. Hey, we're playing Bus Stop by the Hollies, straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Jam. So take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele and your son, and you can play along with me from pretty much anywhere. After the song, we'll do a basic tutorial you might find helpful. Now here goes. Bus stop, no date, she's there, I say, please share my umbrella. Bus stop, bus goes, she stays, love grows under my umbrella. All that summer we enjoyed it, wind and rain and shine. That umbrella we employed it, by August she was mine. Every morning I would see her waiting at the stop. Sometimes she'd shop and she would show me what she'd bought. Other people stared as if we were both quite insane. Someday my name and hers are going to be the same. That's the way the whole thing started, silly but it's true. Thinking of a sweet romance beginning in a queue. Came the sun, the ice was melting, no more sheltering now. Nice to think that that umbrella led me to a vow. Every morning I would see her waiting at the stop. Sometimes she'd shop and she would show me what she'd bought. Other people stared as if we were both quite insane. Someday my name and hers are going to be the same. Bus stop, what day she's there, I say, please share my umbrella. Bus stop, bus goes, she stays, love grows under my umbrella. All that summer we enjoyed it, wind and rain and shine. That umbrella we employed it, by August she was mine. Okay, Bus Stop. I'm going to start out with the intro. You notice in the tablature of the intro, there are lots of red 2s and 0s. That's because I wrote that out as the sort of the baseline for a low G tuning. It doesn't really sound good if you play that on a high G, and wouldn't you know it, I'm playing a high G. But in a moment, I'll show you the low G, and I'll demonstrate how that's going to sound. And I'll show you an easier way to do this as well. But first, here goes with the high G tuning following the tab, like this. Okay, now here, magically, I'm going to change my ukulele to a low G tuning, and here's how it sounds. Here would be the same thing. But if you can get your thumb going on a bass line, it sounds like this. Anyway, that's more similar to the original bass that the Hollies used. So if you have a low G, you can do that. Easier way, if you don't want to even work that hard at all, you can just do the strumming like this. Bus stop, what day she's there, I say. Right? Go right into it. All right, the strum throughout on the on the verse and the chorus is, I called it a backbeat strum because the emphasis is on the second down. It's like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's like a rock and roll back beat strum, you know, that is supposed to make you want to have sex or something. I don't know what that's what my parents and grandparents thought. Anyway, that was a very, very long time ago. Please edit that out. I wish I hadn't said that. It's embarrassing. Okay. Chord changes. The chord transitions are hardly worth talking about because they're pretty straightforward. But I'm going to show you anyway how I did them. So, fortunately, half of the verse is just A minor. How cool is that, right? But then they come pretty quickly, but still very basic chords for the verse. Okay, so I drop my index finger because it's kind of waiting there. Like that. So I had my middle finger on the A minor, but then I drop my ring finger on the C. I sort of roll it over to the G, back to the C, roll it, right? You realize I'm not leaving the fretboard there, right? If you leave your ring finger on the fretboard, you can like roll it like that, and it sounds, you know, well, you don't have to do that fast for this song, but the truth, or the fact is, it's sort of secure that way because you didn't pick it up and place it down someplace else. So, oh, that summer we enjoyed it. Whoops. I think there I'd put my index finger down. I don't remember what I did in the song, but it seems like, because I'm going right back to the C. Rain and shine. Right? Index finger. By August she was mine. Now you're just moving your index finger over one string. That's kind of the closest thing you have to an anchor point there. Now the chorus, which is a bit harder. The only real hard thing, if you're a beginner's beginner, is jumping from the C to the B. And I don't really have a hint there for you, other than, you know, you've got your C there, and you have to end up with a B flat shape, right? Up one fret. That's your B. And I'm starting with my ring finger on the C. Now the truth is, it would have been easier. I don't have trouble with this transition. If you have trouble with this transition, if you can manage to use your middle finger on the C, it would probably be a tiny bit easier to get to the B, because then you have almost an anchor point where your middle finger is going to slide over one string. And you know it's almost a roll. I'm going to sing an octave lower. Every morning I would see her waiting. Right? So you got your C, then you kind of sort of roll it over to the B flat, or the B flat shape, to the B. And then the way I'm doing the E minor, you can do an E minor like this, but what I do is I move them all over just one fret. It's sort of an alternate E minor. So, waiting for the stop. Again, from here, E minor, all you have to do is roll that middle finger, right? Sometimes she'll stop, and she would show me. I don't have any hint there. You drop the A minor, then you got to jump all the way over to that B shape. But then the E minor, again, you can just slide over sideways one string, and you've got it. That's the entire song except for the sitarish interlude. They actually played it on a guitar, but it sounds awful lot like a sitar, doesn't it? To me, anyway, it sounds like they were deliberately going for that song. Here's how I play that interlude. I kind of break what ordinarily would be a rule for me. It's not a rule, guideline. Normally, if I'm doing arpeggios, like an arpeggio is a pattern, right? Where your right hand has a pattern, you can change the chords. Right? My right hand has a pattern there. You notice all of my fingers are assigned a string. When I do arpeggios, generally speaking, I keep my fingers on a single string. But when I do this interlude, I want to do it one of two ways. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be doing my fourth finger, my weakest of the four fingers. I don't want to be doing it like that all the time. You know, I don't want to be doing that. So instead, what I'll do is either I have a big honkin' thumbnail. Either I'll play with my thumbnail, because I can do that. Whoops, sorry. Right, I can do that with my thumb, because my thumb is a big, strong finger, and I have a thumbnail. You can use a thumb pick also. Pretty popular with guitarists. You can use a thumb pick on a ukulele if you want, especially knowing this is coming. Or I'll use these two fingers and go back and forth like this. Oops, sorry. I'm just screwing it up. Okay. Right? See, I'm going back and forth between these two fingers. I can do that way. Also, the second line is considerably harder than the first. I'm jumping up here. You can do it from here. Sorry. You can do it all on one string like that, but it seems easier if you position yourself up here and take advantage of this note here on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. Right? Then it's so again, I'm going back and forth between my between my two strong fingers. I can do it with my thumb too. Sorry. And it sounds real good with the nail, but it's easier for me to go back and forth between these two fingers. And then I drop back down here for the last part. Okay, I'm going to go through the whole thing one more time in slow motion. You notice also, remember what I said about high G, low G? None of this tab uses the low G. You can play this equally well on a high G or a low G ukulele. Either one. Okay, so here we go now. I'm going to use these two fingers for this, and I'm just going to do it in slow motion. And by the way, also, I could not do this fluently until I memorized it. I can't look at the tab and hit the right spots. So you might learn the same. You might find that you need to memorize it before you can play it fluently. Or maybe you can. Good for you. Okay, slow motion. Here goes. Ow, that sounded bad. Again. 1, 2, 3, and... Here we go. That was bad. I have my finger on the wrong strings. And I'm going to leave that in, just so you know. I'm not that good. All right. Now I'm going to play the whole thing, slow motion, close up. Most of it on my left hand, so that you can follow along. I say the whole thing. I'm not going to play... Yeah, I am. I'm going to play clear through the first sitarish interlude, which means intro, verse 1, chorus, verse 2, sitarish interlude. After that, it's all a duplication, so I'm not going to go into that repetition. But hey, if you don't want to stick around for that, then don't. But hey, if you like the video, please like the video with a thumbs up. You want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Of course, it's free. You want lots more free downloadable ukulele song sheets, check out our Dropbox, and then check out our meetup page and come play with us. That would be great if you do that. Okay, now I'm gonna play I'm playing a high G, so I'm not gonna do the bum 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 with the bass line. Here we go. Intro, slow motion, close up. 1, 2, 3, and bus stop, wet day, she's there, I say, please share my umbrella. Bus stop, bus goes, she stays, love grows under my umbrella. All that summer we enjoyed it, wind and rain and shine. That umbrella, we employed it. By August, she was mine. I'm going to drop that octave. Every morning I would see her waiting at the stop. Sometimes she'd shop, and she would show me what she bought. Other people stared as if we were both quite insane. Someday my name and hers are going to be That's the way the whole thing started. Silly, but it's true. Thinking of a sweet romance beginning in a queue. Come the sun, the ice was melting, no more sheltering now. Nice to think that that umbrella led me to a vow. Here goes. Okay, that's enough. See you Wednesday, bye.